So my first video is going to be about the natural look. You know, how to look like you're wearing makeup without actually looking like you're wearing makeup, and how to look just natural without looking completely dead. Because yeah, if you put shroom all over your eye and you go out, you're gonna look really sick. So this is gonna help at least even out everything. And if once you get it down, once you've practiced it and you know what colors to do, you should get this done within like 20 minutes. So it's great. So enjoy the tutorial, and if you guys do it on yourselves, let me see. Go to my Facebook and show me. So that's about it. See you then. Peace. To start off, use any moisturizer that you're comfortable with using. MAC has so many. I have to make a video all about them, but I'm using the Delightful Moisturizer Cream, the Deep Ultra Moisture Cream. I like it because I have dry skin. I live in Las Vegas, so you know. So it really helps the skin just hydrate. I just love it so much. And yes, I use my fingers. Then I'm gonna go into Vibrancy Eye Prep and Prime. It's great for the eye area. I really like to use my fingers when it comes to skincare because it just wakes up the skin. There are muscles underneath your skin, underneath your face obviously. So it's good to kind of just mess with your face. Not so much tugging and pulling, but like if you hit it, it really just stimulates everything. Now I'm going to go into my foundation, which is the Studio Fix Fluid. Pick whatever color is best for you. If you must know, I'm using NC20 right now. I'm going to use my 187 brush. A couple of dabs on there. And just blend all over the skin. Depending on how much coverage I want on my face, I'll do a couple of layers. Sometimes I just don't care. I'm like, they can see my acne, I don't care. So I'll just do one. But for the sake of this video, I might do two. I'm really not putting that much emphasis on my eye area because I'm going to put concealer on around this area, so there's no point in adding so much makeup. If you have dark circles under your eyes, just get a stronger concealer. Try not to use foundation and concealer because it'll start to crease up right underneath the eye area. And it's just a waste of product. You can if it really does help, but I just find that if you just find a really good concealer, you won't have to put foundation on first. Now I'm going to use Select Moisturecover for my concealer. I always use two different colors. Just depends on how bright I want my eye area to be. I think I'm going to go with Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, NC15. I do NW15 or NC15. I like NWs and NCs, just I don't know, it just depends on the day really. So I'm gonna go with the NC color. And dab a little bit right underneath my eye area. And I have a sunspot right here, so I kind of just cover that up too. And I'll show you guys different ways how to cover up acne scars and the like in a different video. Now I'm going to do is take a 252 brush, I almost forgot it, and blend it out. Just enough so it blends out. And I go back into my 187, close my eye, and lightly buff right on top of it so it blends even further. It softens the blend up so you don't have to do it with this brush. Now because the 187 brush is the bomb.com, I'm going to use this for my powder. I'm using my Studio Fix. I use C3. You can pick whatever color is best for you, as you should. And buff right over everything. I sometimes cover my eye area too. Like I said, it just depends on the day. This kind of gives you a medium to full coverage depending on how much makeup you put on your face. Right now, I have about a medium coverage in real life. This is optional. You don't have to do this. I have been enjoying it. a lot, so it's up to you, but this, like I said, it's optional. I'm gonna use the Magically Cool powder on top of my foundation because I love the glow it gives my skin. So I'm just gonna put a little bit. I'm using the Truth and Light color because it's great to use all over the face. The other colors that came out are pretty intense, so you don't want to use that all over. Just the Truth and Light. It just gives your skin a nice pretty sheen to it. And especially for the summer, this stuff is awesome. I just love how it feels when you put it on too. I'm gonna use one of my paints. Old school, but I love them. I'm gonna use Untitled. And you can use your paint pots, you can use whatever primers you guys are in love with, it's totally fine. But I'm going to use Untitled. Paints are really good if you have oily skin. It's the best, I think, I think it's the best for your eyelids so it doesn't crease as fast. Some people say paint pots work better. I think it just depends on your skin. You have to kind of decide for yourself. But I've seen paints work a lot better than paint pots and other things that I've seen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take a 217 brush and go into Motif. Motif is a slightly orangey pale color. It's a great highlight color. It has a little bit of a pinkish undertone to it too, like a pearly glow. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put this as my highlight. You probably won't be able to see it on film, but in person it just has that pearlescent glow to your highlight area. After you get this look down, you can do this within, I don't know, 15-20 minutes. I'm just talking a lot, so it takes a little bit longer. Now I'm going to go into, I think this is the 242 brush, the very flat brush, and go into Woodwinked. And put Woodwinked right on the lid of my eye. Take the 217 and buff it out into the crease. I take it a little bit up and meet my eyebrows a little bit. I would show you what Woodwinked looks like, but it won't come out of my palette, so I'm going to attempt to do this without these falling out. Woodwinked is a lighter brown color. Very, very shiny, very metallic-y. Then I'm going to go into Texture. Texture is a medium brown color. Very pretty. Kind of more on the orangey side. Same 217 brush. And just lightly place it in my crease, just so it has a shadow. Now, of course, this part is optional. You want to keep your makeup looking as soft as possible, but you know, I like to go there. So I'm going to take a little bit of Nylon and just dab it with the 242 right at the brow highlight, just so it adds a little bit more dimension. I need to get my brows done. I love when you notice it as you put your highlight on. You're like, oh, it's time. Speaking of brows, it's time to do mine. I normally use lingering eyebrow pencil, but since I'm completely out of it, I'm going to use cork eyeshadow instead, just to create the softness and more of a straight line at the edge of my brow. Now I'm going to have a tutorial that has just brows, so you'll be able to see it again. So I'll somewhat show you how to do it with an eyeshadow now. You pretty much just have to follow your natural eyebrow shape when it comes to using an eyeshadow. Because if you try to create a new shape, it's going to look really funky. Now I'm going to use a blush. I'm using Harmony. and just doing a very, very light coat on the apples of my cheeks and kind of going backward. Because this is a softer, everyday look, you don't want your blush to be too harsh. You just want the appearance of color on your cheeks as if you just pinch them a little bit. Normally, I pack on blush on a daily basis, but for certain looks, I just keep it simple. Just a hint of color. Then go to your eyeliner. I'm using Graphic Brown, and it was most definitely limited edition color. You can use Dip Down for this look. It'll look basically the same. Or if you're a hardcore black track person like me, use black track. But I'm telling you, if you don't use a brown, your black track is gonna stand out a lot. And if that's what you're going for, sweet. But try to stick with the brown if you're trying to keep a really soft, natural look. Because that black is just gonna go pow and it gets crazy. So I'm gonna create a wing liner because I always have one. First, what I do is I line the tip of my eye. Like so. And what I do is I take my brush and I flip it so it looks like this at the corner of my eye. So the pointy will reach out this way. And I pretty much just dab it and I let it sit. And that is about as far as I take it. Just as far as this goes, that's how far the wing is. So don't get crazy Amy Winehouse on me, okay? Just be very, very cautious. Then I just kind of slightly brush it back, almost like a very, very fine point V. And work it into the line I already created. For this look, you want to keep the line as thin as possible, because if you have a crazy thick eyeliner, it's not going to look good. It's going to make your makeup look a little bit unbalanced. So try to keep your wing liner very soft and very plain. This next item is a pro product, but if you can get your hands on it, please do so. You want to brighten up your eye with a little bit of pale yellow in the waterline. You can, if you don't have pale yellow, you can use like a white eyeliner will be good. But this is great because it almost looks like your natural waterline. So. Then using your 266 brush, you can wipe off the gel liner if you need to. Go into any brown that you have, more of a lighter. I'm gonna use Cork like I used on my eyebrows, and I'm going to line the bottom lash line. Just a little bit, just so you have a line there. Nothing is supposed to be prominent in this look, just your eyeliner, but even that should be a little bit soft. Curl them. Now use any mascara that you've fallen in love with, whether it's false lashes, Hot and Naughty. I'm not even gonna edit that out. Hot and Naughty, Piper Ridge, whatever. Use whatever mascara. I'm gonna go for Hot and Naughty because my false lashes fell out of my head and that's such a fail. So Hot and Naughty it is. And I would normally just use the hot side of it, but it's too soft for my liking. So I recommend using it, but personally I can't live without my intense lashes, at least a little bit dark. So I'm gonna go for the hot version. I mean the naughty version. Yeah. And just have fun. Alright, mascara's on, so next up is the lips. I'm not going to use lip liner. If you have to use lip liner for this look, if you're just one of those people that actually needs it, use Whirl. Because Whirl is very, very natural looking. So I'm going to use Pro Longwear Sweet Ever After. It's a nice softer brown. Almost like a neutral brown. I love it. I know I'm stuck on my browns, don't judge me. Then I'm gonna go into Instant Gold Luster Glass because Instant Gold is just wonderful. This is a great look for work, school, going to Walmart, I don't know, wherever it is you need to be. This is great just for an everyday look, and you don't have to show yourself off with all these bright colors on your face. So practice, let me see it, post it on my Facebook, and yeah, that's about it. So peace out.